What's good, everybody? This is Dale from Upstate Bets. I'm here with my partner Reoz, bringing you guys some NFL player props over here on PrizePicks. So for tonight's game, we do have the Detroit Lions hosting the Las Vegas Raiders, 7.5 point favorites. Let's see how they respond after that bad loss against the Ravens. I do think it's going to be a little bit tighter of a game. And obviously, Jimmy G is going to give it a go. We don't have any props for him yet. But that's really good news for Raiders fans, as is for player props as well. And of course, the best spot to find player props is over here on PrizePicks. You can mix and match sports over here. NBA season is in full swing. We also have the World Series as well. They have a ton of other sports like soccer. Even you get into the League of Legends stuff, some CSGO stuff over here. So really cool spot for player props. They're really interactive with the community. They've been doing NBA discounts all week as well. So be sure to hop on. I believe tomorrow is the last day for NBA discounts. They did like a week straight of discounts. So really fun way to dive into player props. And you're over here at Upstate. We're just coming off a 3-0 day for the NFL. Trying to bring it in over here and finish the week off on Monday night and make it a 5-0 sweep. We also have more picks over on the Patreon, and Riaz, tell me about that.
$15 a month. If you want to support us further, you want more picks from us, the Patreon is the best place to do so. Two for the price of one, like we said in the main slate video. We're switching it up over on the Patreon. Dale's taking 4-5 pick flex plays. I'm doing a couple 2-pick powers. So you can play all of it. You can play a couple 2-pick powers. Take a risk with a big play for 25x, whatever you want to do. We have it over on the Patreon, $15 a month. Going to be linked in the description below. You can also find it at patreon.com/upstate.
Yeah, it's been good. We've had a pretty good Sunday over there as well, and NBA's been really good for us. NBA on YouTube has also been good as well. So thank you to everyone that's been over here on YouTube. If you can hit that subscribe button, we've been going at this for, what is it, Riaz? About 3 years now. We've done some DraftKings stuff, now into PrizePicks. So it's been a fun ride on the way to 5,000. It's awesome to see. So if you can hit that subscribe button, it'd mean a lot to us. Also like this video. We'll get into the picks as well. I'm going to go first on my first player. I'm going to take a defensive player. I think the last time I took a defensive player was like in the Super Bowl. It's been a long time. I'm going to go over to the sack category. Maxx Crosby at 0.75 sacks. That's his projection. I'm going to take the more on him. If you look at his last 5 games, he's hit this line 5 out of his last 5 and 2 against the Chargers. Obviously, some of these lines aren't great. Chicago's offensive line is pitiful. My Pittsburgh Steelers line ranks a little bit higher than I believe it is, but I don't believe their line is great. Green Bay, some of these teams are about middle of the pack. And the Detroit Lions, coming into the season, graded number second, right behind Philadelphia, the best offensive line, even midway through the season. Still one of the better, if not the best offensive line, arguably right behind Philly. But this is a team that just got manhandled by the Ravens, and they gave up 5 sacks in that game as well. Crosby seems like a guy, just a high energy guy, and I feel like he just wants his respect. You see the Watts, you see the Parsons, the Bosas. It looks like Crosby kind of gets lost in the mix, doesn't get that type of respect that he probably deserves at this point in his career. He wants to make a case for Defensive Player of the Year, and I do believe at this point he's right there in the mix. Provides some really good value as well on Sportsbooks for Defensive Player of the Year, because if he can keep up this level of energy, he's definitely going to be right there in the running. So I love Maxx Crosby here. I'm going to take the more on his sack.
Really like this as well, and especially when you get a team with a good line but a not mobile quarterback. He's one of those guys that really doesn't like to take off and run. If he feels pressure at some point, sometimes he does just drop down and take the sack. So I think Crosby is due for another really good game, and I'm going to jump over on the other side with receiving yards with Sam LaPorta. Going to go with the more here on his projection at 44.5. Through 7 weeks, he's hit this line 5 times, only missed it 2 times. He's super involved in this offense. This is a really great projection for LaPorta here. We've seen games where he's bringing in 7, 6, 8 receptions. Haven't seen a 100-yard game, but that's not really what we're looking for. We're looking for 45 yards. That seems very well in his reach. Obviously, without Montgomery, it looks like this team is looking to throw the ball more. Obviously, they did not look good last week against Baltimore. This is a get-right spot against the Raiders, who had been struggling. Definitely going to help with Jimmy G coming back. Maybe this game is a little bit a little bit closer than the spread dictates, but I think this is a really great matchup for him. The Raiders Secondary seems pretty weak. Super excited for this game. Gonna go with the more here.
Yeah, LaPorta's just been very consistent throughout the season, very steady. Like you said, we haven't seen the massive game. We're not looking for the massive game either. I do think this is a very doable line. He's getting the targets that we want as well. Vegas has been a shaky defense at times, so really like this line for LaPorta. This team really needs to get right, and I think dumping the ball to LaPorta to start out a couple drives, I can see him easily in the first half, have around 35 to 40 receiving yards in the first half, not making us really sweat this line much. I think it's a really good line, Reoz. And that's going to be our two player props. Taking Maxx Crosby and Sam LaPorta. More on both those players. Drop a comment down below if there's any player props on the board that you like that we didn't talk about. And be sure to go check out that Patreon as well. $15 a month, really good value. Would definitely think you're going to win your money back for sure, and you'll definitely have a really good return. So thank you guys for being here, and see you next time. Peace out.